Jack Clark was robbed.
All right. Are you ready to talk fantasy?
Yeah.
I can edit out the front. So here we are. And this will be where I'm editing it to. So the heavy hitters are gonna, if they open this podcast up, first thing they're gonna see is this revamp with 4 years of data, 15 game regular season, playoff probability. Raw. It's pretty raw, but it's something to look at.
Beautiful.
We obviously have a lot to talk about since we haven't talked since the draft as far as podcasts. And
Right.
the world is way different than it was on Saturday the 23rd. Am I right?
Always. Yes. What a weird ass opening fantasy week, man. Talk about a bunch of studs shit in the bed, huh?
All right. I just switched over to the tab. They should see our ESPN page. Do you want to
Yep.
start? You got a 4:45 out. That's 43 minutes. You want to start hit? Everyone knows they've won or lost. We don't need to go over a lot of that, but we can go over the matchups. And in between time, we can talk about players and owners and this and that. So you want to start going with
Let's do it.
with matchups? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to go to the scoreboard here. Let's start with we have a matchup of the week, boys. Let's see. Couple 1-0 with Goalie and Swizzle. Protege and Fat Overrated. Ooh. But maybe one of these 0-1s are matchup of the week.
Well, who's projected to be the close games? I mean, Vinny and Nate are 1 point difference.
Me and Danny are
Who's
0.1.
about yeah, you're 0.04 difference. I mean, that's wild. But there was some moves. Who knows if those are actual starting lineups, right?
Yeah, there's some. I'm looking at Danny's team. I mean, we could go through the lineups. I don't know if you would like to, but Danny's got Krosky Merritt on the bench. He's
We
got
can start. Yeah.
Devontae. What's that?
Yep. Okay. Which one are we looking at?
Well, I'm looking at Danny's first, just about his lineup. I mean, his lineup looks fine, but he's also got Devontae, Bill, Pittman had a good first week. So and Hollywood Brown he just picked up. So he's got four playable guys who I think with Odunze and Keenan and his flexes are. I think he's got six guys to pick two.
Yeah,
Generally,
he's definitely made changes because Odunze wasn't in his lineup last week, nor was Allen. So he's moved guys around. So it's safe to say that this is what he's feeling right now as his starting lineup, right?
I guess so. I guess so. It's gonna be tough to watch Bill on Thursday if he starts taking over more of that backfield. I think Eckler missed practice. Am I right about that?
I don't know. I haven't heard anything about that. That'd be interesting.
But Dunze flashed, and Allen had a great first week. So I mean, it's going to be deep. I don't really know if I have a strong opinion on who he plays. I know it's a tough decision.
Well, I mean, he's got Chuba in there. He's got Bijan. I mean, I don't think they get out of your lineup, so nothing there. Obviously, I think everybody in fantasy land is hoping and expecting a Burrow bounce back. You got the narrative, guy's narrative, right? Amon-Ra St. Brown going against Chicago. That's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Devontae Adams?
He looked good. Had a tough matchup last week, so I'm still behind him. He's after week one, it's so easy to throw dirt on a person's grave or think they're the best thing since sliced bread. But I'm same with Adam. I mean, we saw Puka take a quarter to almost be out of the game. So I think you play him, and if Puka does get hurt, like we all expect, it's still Devontae to the moon as long as Stafford's healthy. So I'm in.
Oh, okay. And then he made a change, chasing last week's points with Hunter Henry, getting 8 targets last week. So he's plugging him in against Miami. Miami, what a shit show, huh? He's got, like we mentioned, we got a Dunze in there with Amon-Ra, and then he's plugging Keenan Allen again. Keenan Allen, who had 10 targets last week. Not done. Not on his retirement tour. 10 targets.
Nope.
So, but he's got, this is one of the, Danny's going to probably have to battle this every week. He's got absolute starting material on his bench.
Absolutely.
Maybe bounce back for Devonta Smith. The hype is starting to get even higher now with Bill. Am I wrong on that?
Nope.
I mean, I think it came out saying like at some point, sooner rather than later, he will be the man for that team.
Mm-hmm.
He loves the targets that Keenan Allen got. Obviously, Pittman with 8 targets, 80 yards, and a touchdown last week, sitting on his bench. Cooper Kupp, as we said, he's got Hollywood Brown there as well. I would venture to say Danny's going to be making switches in his flexes for the next couple days.
Maybe Goddard out, so Devontae Smith arrow up.
No, Goddard's out, huh?
Yep. So he's gonna have some tough decisions no matter what.
So he's got tough decisions, and to be honest, I don't think the decisions change his projections very much, but he's definitely going to have to be doing some homework on what he thinks the good matchups are. So it's going to be tough to rate him on what we think he's going to do because, like I said, I don't think this could be the lineup he rolls out. It could not be. So I don't know. But we can go to you.
Yeah.
Throwing money out week 1 on a quarterback like it's nothing. What did you spend? $19?
$19. Like I told you, I thought you, Vinny, and Slingbox had an opportunity. I had to get my guy. As anyone could check my new photo for my team. You have to zoom in, but
One of the best memes of all time.
I gotta get a piece of Herbert. I gotta get a piece of Harbaugh, my favorite all-time coach.
That's hard. The picture is Harbaugh between a curtain, pleasuring himself while he looks at Herbert. Correct?
If anyone's seen that video clip, let me know. I'll send it to you. It's the best video clip. But yeah. So yeah, I mean, my lineup is, I don't know. It's probably set. I took Judy out. He could go back in. I put Walker in. He's the big question mark. No secret there.
Any thoughts on playing them both, Walker and Charbonnet?
Of course, it's a thought, but then I'm also benching Pollard, Connor, or Swift. And if anything, although none of those guys really knock your socks off as far as like Derrick Henry, they're all bell cows right now. So no, I can't. Only if they show that they are a Bo Jackson, Marcus Allen level split do I go there. And last week against the Niners, they would have combined for what, 7 points? I mean, or 10, maybe 15 with the Charbonnet's touchdown. But yeah, no, I can't play them both. I'm just hoping Walker gets a little more. Pittsburgh was weak against Brees Hall. Walker matches up with Brees Hall more. Ball just freaking giving it another shot. There's no secret there. So yeah, I could change my mind and put Judy back in, but I mean Tillman, Judy, Fannin, the joke. I mean, what are we doing? So yeah, we'll see.
Okay, yeah. So I mean, the only thing really, is Judy going to make the lineup? Like you said, don't know. You still kept Dak on there, even though you spent big money with Herbert.
Yeah.
Any thought about flip flopping that at all?
Oh well, I had Dak. If I committed to Herbert this week. I want to ride that train to see if it stays that hot. I think everyone saw Dak play well and just miss a big game with a couple like flags and drops and blah blah blah. So I like them both, but Herbert with 7 rushes last week and adding a little bit more to it and just hot. He's hot, and
Yep.
so I'm just gonna roll with it and play matchups and probably Herbert till he says otherwise. If I need to play matchups someday, I will.
Okay.
But I
And
mean,
then also making a change with going with the one-time transcendent, game-changing, greatest prospect in the history of football, Kyle Pitts.
that's the bet. That's why I bid so much. I mean, I don't know how many guys in our league. Obviously, no one remembered how much of a heralded prospect he was. But I'm like, I'm not good enough to know if he could have a year 4 breakout or year 5 breakout. But it happens.
The
So
Atlanta body parts with penis and pits.
just
Like,
the
let's
what?
go. The body parts team, penis and pits.
Oh yeah. Phoenix,
Go.
Phoenix and Pitts and a couple shoulders at receiver. So I lost Kittle. Everyone knows that. So I'm just trying to hope that there's some magic left in Kyle Pitts. And
So we got some cross. If the lineups stay the same, I mean, some cross games with big implications for you guys. You've got Allen and Herbert on either side. You got Bijan and Pitts on either side. Swift versus Amon-Ra St. Brown. And Bijan's in there as well. I mean, your matchup's kind of going down to 3 games.
Nice. That's fun.
It's going to be fun to watch, but also a little stressful for everybody.
Yeah.
So, if we broke that down right now, I do believe in the Burrow comeback. I'm going to give a slight advantage on quarterbacks to Burrow. Bijan and Hubbard versus Walker and Pollard.
Blowout.
I want to call it a push because
wow.
I would be alarmed at Bijan's running. You take away a 50-yard screen pass where he only had to make one guy miss, and then he basically walked in, and he has a bad fantasy day. And Minnesota's defense I think they looked pretty good against the run, and you know, I think it might be a tough spot for Bijan. I'm going to give a slight advantage on the running backs, but I'm curious what Take It to the House how he feels about that. St. Brown and Adams versus Lamb and Samuel. Debo not done. Lamb with some brutal drops on national TV. Not that it's a squeaky wheel narrative, but I bet you they give him some easy touches right off the bat to get going. And that New York Giants team, sorry goalie, that's a shitty fucking team. So I'm gonna give advantage Lamb and Samuel on the wide receivers to you. Who's the boss? And same with the tight ends. I don't believe in Hunter Henry. I understand why Danny did it, but I'm not feeling strong about that.
Tyler Warren, he's at Miami, which Tyler Warren just lit up. So there's that
Yeah.
matchup.
Yeah, Hunter Henry's not Tyler Warren. Then we got Connor and Swift versus Allen and Adunze. I'm going with the running backs on this one. So
there's that bias.
I'm coming really close with ESPN on this. Is such a close to a push. I'm going to say it comes down to Burrow versus Herbert and what kind of performance Bijan gets. And I think I'm going to give it to House barely. But this is a tough one pick.
The 0.1 ESPN gives them. We all, a lot of us do it. We get in our own feelings when our team's doing bad. I mean, so I definitely think it's close. I think I would do the Raider Nate thing and just lean to Danny because, like you said, Bijan Robinson. I hear you, and it's more of a 1A 1B than I'm sure he'd like. But the 50-yard run was because he's awesome. So I need Kenneth Walker to do basically that, have a big play. And so I it's not looking like that yet. So and then I'm gonna go Danny in a close one. No, I'm not convicted though.
That's going to be interesting. Again, we'll see what the actual lineups end up being.
Should we intersperse the playoff probability since we got 2-0-1? Should we give a quick shout out to the playoff probability?
I mean, you're in charge. I like what you did.
It'll help get us set up for this week's games. So me and Danny are 0-1. So all of us 0-1s are thinking, how bad is it if you're 0-2? Well, let me show you. Okay. 4 years of data with the 15-week regular season. As you can see across the top are all the weeks, and then below that's the records of all the playoff teams. So these are all the playoff teams the last 4 years. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of 14. Not bad. So 6 of 14 teams have actually started on one and still made the playoffs. That's not so bad. It's almost half.
Yep.
Week 2, still not that bad, but pretty bad. Oh no, it's actually real bad. If you go to 0-2, it's real bad. One person, Protege, 2022 started 0-2. One team. So we're talking matchups of the week. Me and Danny are both 0-1. If either of us lose this game, Danny, I know you're out there, we can look at some 1 out of 16 chance that we make a playoff run. So it's a big game. There's another 0-1 later we'll hit on.
Too, after going 0-2, Protege ended up going 8-1 over the next 9 weeks.
Whew.
So went on a big run.
And then looking ahead to something you pointed out, because I told you about this. Even if you go 0-2, though, if you can clob your way back to 1-2, you got 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 14 playoff teams started 1-2. So if you can climb to 1-2, so as you said, if you win 1 out of the first 3, right, you got a shot.
Yep.
But it gets bad quick, and that's why I always want to start quick, which I haven't, obviously. But anyway, so there's that. So maybe we should go to the other 0-1 battle.
Okay.
So
who's that?
Me and Danny were 0-1 and 0-1. The other 0-1 and 0-1 is Davis and Slingbox.
Tough luck, Al Davis, man.
Davis had the what do we call that when you were the second high score, right?
Yeah.
And yeah.
Bad beat.
Bad beat. So as we know, the high score, which was Protege, his boss, he's supposed to give that money to the bad beat, right? Isn't that the rule?
Yep.
Informal rule.
Yeah.
Give that 20 to Al Davis for a painkiller.
Yep. You want to start the breakdown?
Yeah, we got Al Davis favored by 7.8 points against the Slingbox, who uh, had I mean, both of these teams had their ups and downs. You know, they're like teams like myself, and we'll get to Nate, and then who was the last play? It was me, Nate, and who's the other low scorer? Was it Slingbox? Was it? Was it Danny? But you know, there's
Um, yeah, Danny was low.
especially me and Nate. Me and Nate got a lot
Danny was
easy.
in the 70s. Yeah.
I think me and Nate have easy targets as to what's going wrong. So we're at the bottom. Davis and Slingbox got good and bad going here. Mahomes might be back to life. We saw the old Mahomes were like, Mahomes was known for treading water that first half and then exploding. And he did that. I mean, he did nothing in the first half and then just exploded. Like, there's no one that could like just stack points like Mahomes, old school
Yep.
Mahomes.
And he was running again, which he hadn't really done much the year before.
Yep. Jameer Gibbs and Hampton. So you got to like Hampton's workload. The X or Twitter was split on how good he looked. He's a bell cow. It was his first game. I'm not making any judgments, but he is a bell cow at Vegas. Gotta like it. Jameer Gibbs, very interesting, along with the rest of the Lions. Are they dead? Did Ben Johnson leave them for dead? He was quiet week one, but you gotta play him and hope that it's just a fluke.
Yep.
So I'm not too far down on Gibbs, just a little bit. You got Ridley, had a terrible first week, but Al Davis not scared. He did play Denver and Sertan, so you know that's fine. Puka's an auto play as long as his eye's not bleeding or
Mm-hmm.
he's hurt. Puka's just, I mean, who's better than Puka? If I saw a guy tweet, if you knew 100% health, you played 100% health league, it's him and CMC. So,
Yeah.
so he's great. He's there. Tyler Warren, obviously breakout, everyone's darling. Great pick by Al Davis. AJ Brown, Goddard is out. We're looking for a squeaky wheel
Yep.
at Kansas City. And Igbuka, who again another rookie breakout along with his Tyler Warren, just Igbuka to the moon. He benches Pickens, who looked like spoiled brat Pickens in Pittsburgh. Got to bench Montgomery. Braylon Allen handcuffed basically Rashid Shaheed, Najee Sam. So I mean he's got loaded with handcuffs and a disgruntled Pickens. So his lineup's set.
Do you think he's trying to figure out a way to get Sampson in there? With all those catches, they could get their ass kicked by Baltimore. I mean, he could be a fourth quarter beast. Do you think at all he's sitting there going, I could put it, if I was looking at it, I would be looking at maybe Ridley.
Yeah, that's the
What do
play.
you,
If you want to
you
get
thinking
Sampson in
that?
there, you put Ridley on the bench and make Brown or Ibuka the receiver one
I
and
mean, he could get in garbage time game flow. He could get 7 first downs on passes.
yeah. So we had Sampson
How many targets he get? No, they don't show
12
it on.
carries, 8 receptions, dude, 20 touches. Is
You know
targets
what I
up
mean?
here? Is targets up here now? If I click on stuff.
I mean, this could be the last game that you truly could say it's only him, right? Judkins
Yeah.
is supposed to come back to practice. Was it today?
I don't know, but I'm stuck on your call. I think Dylan Sampson with 20 touches might look real good right now with Ridley, bench Ridley.
Yeah.
What would
So
you
I
do?
don't know. I don't know if I would play Samson.
Hmm.
All about touches, baby.
Yeah. Well, Ridley might
So
have a squeaky wheel too with AJ Brown. He might have double squeakers here.
fuck Ridley.
Um,
I'm still hurt from a couple of years ago. All right. That's a personal bias.
just,
All right. So let's break down Slingbox, who lost out on a bid for Herbert.
yep. And I was telling you, Slingbox has a long track record of low bidding, so I had to get my guy, and
Mm-hmm.
Slingbox only bid $3, I believe, off memory. He sticks with Bo Nix. I think you have Caleb Williams. You're in the same boat. You guys are both not panicking, obviously. But if second week looks bad, obviously panic increases with each week. So this is a big, big week for Bo Nix to bounce back. But
Yep.
you know, looking ahead, it's going to be a loss to Mahomes. Barkley at Kansas City. I mean, he's RB1. Kansas City was decent against Hampton anyway. So I don't know, mid tier matchup. Chase Brown, I love him. I got him in goalies league. I think he's set to explode. Still, he's at Jacksonville or versus Jacksonville. I like it. Um, McConkey, Mike Evans, interesting. I mean, McConkey and Evans might have been the twos on their team last week with Keenan Allen and Igbuka.
Yep.
So Slingbox needs them to be ones, but they still were productive. I saw both of those guys and advanced stats were still through the roof. Like McConkey and Evans, according to analytics nerds, were still the best players, not only on their team, but like top 10 in the league at getting open and stuff. So they
Look, you
can,
drafted McConkey to be a number one type. He got 9 targets. That's what you're hoping for.
yeah.
So, yeah.
Laporta had a nice first game. I mean, 2 years after, third year now. What can you
Hmm.
say there? Warren's so hot, but Laporta's good too. And then you got Harrison and Zay Flowers, two guys he had on the bench last week. Unfortunately, he had Worthy in his lineup, and it just sucks to get. I mean, worse than losing a guy during the week. He loses him early. He gets 0 points out of him. Harrison and Zay Flowers especially had a monster game, which Warren's the only guy you even think about on his team. So pretty much a set lineup, unless you think Warren gets in there
Um,
for Harrison. Maybe I don't know.
I think that this is the lineup that I would roll out as well.
13 touches.
I mean, it would just be one of those like Harrison was hyper efficient, but it's such a juicy matchup. And then Zay Flowers, yeah, I can't see anybody taken out to put Warren in when Warren wasn't dominating the backfield. Um, again, I mean, Rodgers is going to throw the ball. It's just kind of like, you look at when we go to my team, just like what happened with Brees Hall. It's like Rodgers wants to throw the ball just flat out. So, yeah, I don't think his lineup changes.
Boy, I don't buy
Unless he picks up another quarterback. I could see him making a quarterback change.
Slingbox.
Yeah.
I mean, our leagues has left more guys in the wire before. There's a couple options. I think Herbert was the most obvious upgrade. The other guys might be a close like splitting hairs, but
Yeah.
as far as picking a team, I'll pick them first. You pick the last ones first. I don't think it's a 7.8 spread. I think this is close, like Danny and I's matchup. So again, we're playing for 0-2. There's only been one Protege 2022. Who's going to win this matchup? I'm going to go. Oh man, I don't know why, but I'm going to just go to Slingbox here, and I think I'm just feeling his running backs again, and Puka maybe getting hurt every week, and Ridley maybe just a little more. I'm going to pick the underdog, so I will take that 7.8 points this week, which is I'm bailing out
Yep.
here, but it's a tough one. What do you got?
I'm going to take Mahomes over Knicks. I'm taking Barkley and Brown over Gibbs and Hampton. McConkey Evans versus Puka and Ridley. Again, I think it's actually more Ridley and A.J. Brown. I'm going to take it that way. I'm taking those receivers. Warren Laporta, I'm calling a push. And then I'm going to say Ridley, Abuka, or Abuka and Sampson versus Harrison and Flowers. I'm going push. So with the quarterback and the wide receivers, I'm going to give a slight edge to Al Davis. But I agree with you. I think it is closer than ESPN thinks, because I think ESPN has given too much credit to Gibbs and Hampton.
Yeah. Well,
Yep, but I still have Al Davis on my pick.
we're looking right here, boys. We're looking right here. 0-2. Got to avoid it. So another big matchup.
But if Slingbox can either get Bo Nix to have a bounce back, or if he pivots to somebody and has a big game, I mean, I think that Slingbox needs his quarterback to perform, and then hope that Mahomes doesn't go bananas.
Okay, we took different sides of this one here. So
Yep.
let's go to I think it's the only 1-0 versus 0-1, I believe, right? So you and Protege both won. Goldings was it both?
Vinny and Raider Nate are 1-0-1.
Yeah, so I'm saying they're the only one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's do them. Raider Nate again. We're focusing on the 0-1s this week. These 0-1s might be out of it soon, so we got to focus on them early. So the last one's Raider Nate.
Yep.
Fresh off the Ice Mountain. We got some
Yep.
picks. He is alive. We got a text back today.
Perfect.
They couldn't pod, but I think ESPN's only got at 1.2. Why don't you break it down for me?
Okay, so Vinny has Jordan Love as his quarterback. I didn't like that draft pick. I thought it was interesting. And then Vinny also put a bid out on Herbert. So when Love, did pretty good, but I think he only threw 18 passes or 18 completions or something like that. But was hyper efficient with it. So I don't know if there's going to be a change there on quarterback. Janty had the role that we thought. Chargers and Vic Fangio. Is Fangio still the DC there?
With the Chargers?
Is he the DC for the Chargers, or is he? No, he's DC for the Eagles, huh?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how the Chiefs run defense. So, Achan and the shit show that is Miami Dolphins. Sorry, Vinny. Like, wow. When are they going to fire the coach? But Achan still gets his, so you can feel strong about that. Pearsall is the only receiver, but is it going to be Mac Jones throwing it to him?
Yes. Purdy's already been basically ruled out, last I read.
And my old boss is a big Jacksonville fan and is making fun of me as being a Niners fan because of Mac Jones. But as you and I talked about in the offseason, Mac Jones got Brian Thomas Jr. big boy numbers. So I think arrow up for Pearsall no matter who's throwing the ball. And
Wow.
Smith-Njigba was the only one getting targets for Seattle.
Yeah.
It's something wild, right?
Mm-hmm.
So those are good. Kraft got his touchdown, which is basically what you need out of a tight end. And he's staying he's got Trevion in there, who is definitely in splitting time. And then he's plugging Javonte in, who got the 2 touchdowns and goes against the weak Giants. He's got to get Harvey in the lineup, doesn't he?
He's got Harvey, McMillan, and Hunter. That with Pearsall and Javonte and Henderson. He's got some. These are tough calls there.
Yeah, I don't think this is his final lineup by any means. So there's definitely going to be some changes there, but not because he has weak people in his starting lineup.
Harvey had 7 touches. Are you sure he has to get him in there?
I'm not saying he is, but the one big run he broke off was fucking gross, and he is like Achan as a rookie. Like if he gets the ball in his hand, he has a chance to go to the house based on that run that he did. You know what I'm talking about?
I do, but you're all about touches, so
it is all about touches. But I mean, all those guys are splitting times. Javonte Williams is touchdown dependent. Trevion's splitting as well.
McMillan 5 catches his first game as a rookie.
You loved him in the offseason. I can't stand that. I mean, talk about teams you don't want to watch. Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
it's not like he has bad options. I don't feel this strong urge to get McMillan in the lineup with Carolina.
Well, the big thing with him, the downside was, was Bryce Young for real, and week 1 looked like that bad Bryce Young. So I don't blame him for not playing him for the watchability factor. So, but and then you got Hunter. So
so I think there's going to be changes there. Raider Nate's got Jalen Hurts again.
Hunter six catches. Just putting that out there. 6 catches,
for
5 catches,
yards.
7 touches.
30 yards.
So
30 yards, 6 catches. They're all dinks and I mean, yeah, we can talk about Trevor Lawrence, but so we go to Nate. Nate's got Jalen Hurts against Kansas City. I mean, automatic play, strong game. Jonathan Taylor, bell cow against a tough defense with Denver. Tyrone Tracy, and again, the Giants just looking like absolute dog shit. So you can't feel great about that. Definitely got what will probably be the worst game of the year out of his Chase Higgins stack. So you got to expect a bounce back there. And as you and I looked at that, I mean, how many weeks did they have over 40 points last year? Like a handful of them. So, and it's Jacksonville's week. So you would think Chase and Higgins are going to eat. Njoku's interesting, right? I think we were both a little surprised that there wasn't a tight end bid from Raider Nate, right? Everybody tooting Fanning's horn on that team. And then he's got Chubb, who, we'll talk about Nico as well. I mean, Houston's offense did not look good.
13 touches last week.
Yeah, he's obviously the man. Just what are you going to get out of it? And then Javonte Williams, same thing with Houston. Like the offense Jameson Williams, the offense did not look good. So how much are you going to get there? But when you go down to his bench, there's nobody to put it in. Josh Downs, Jaden Blue, Blake Corum, Waller, Bigsby.
Silver lining is not a lot of psychological stress on your play.
Nope, that's what he has to play that. So if I go again position by position, I'm gonna lean towards Hurts. Janty Achan, I think, is the favorite over Taylor and Tracy. Pearsall, Njigba, advantage Chase Higgins. Kraft, Njoku, push for me. Trevion and Javante or RJ Harvey or who, if anybody else gets plugged in versus Chubb and Jameis Williams, I'm giving the advantage Vinny. I think Vinny wins this one.
I am going to go with Nate this time on Bengals spike week,
It's got to be a big one.
but it's close. It's I believe the 1.2 difference that ESPN has is pretty solid.
He's got to have them either have really solid games or one of them has to go big, right? I mean, that's what he has to look at every week. So,
Sorry,
that's
Nate.
the max to do it.
I'm switching out. I'm switching to Vinny. Taylor needs to be a dog, and he plays Denver. Um, and yeah, the guys at the Bengals might spike, but it's just they're gonna have to spike big because Janty touches, Devon Achane touches, Pearsall touches. I mean, just a lot of touches, Travion splitting, but that's it. And I'm gonna switch over. I'm going with you on this. Green Balls. Good luck, Nate. Don't want you to go in two, but gotta go with Vinny.
All right, let's go to Protege and myself. Massive favorite.
Well, I'll try to go fast. I know you got to go, so since it's my turn. We got Protege with the massive favorite. We all know why. Travis Etienne. I and a lot of other guys thought he was a reach. He ends up being a freaking steal. Since we know nothing, I contend we know nothing. Derrick Henry, jealous. I mean, I'm fine with Lamb, but I'll tell you what. For everyone that ranked Henry low just simply because of age, he's just so fun. For the fun factor alone, I do regret not thinking about him more. Credit to Vinny for even considering him. Vinny mentioned him at number one even, and everyone's like, "Whoa!" But like, looks like that was the play. Allen, unbelievable. Metcalf, fine. Brian Thomas, bounce back. Trey McBride, awesome. Garrett Wilson, looking awesome. Bucky Irving, tremendous usage. I think he'll explode. Protege, by far, not only did his score reflect it, I'm just going to go with the easy fat pitch and say he's got the best team going right now. On his bench, he's got Keon Coleman just went off.
Mm-hmm.
Scattaboo is, of course, like more of a handcuff mix-in. We don't know, but it just is looking studly. Against you, who another team I didn't like at all, but like most things this year, I've been wrong. Caleb's massive. I mean, of course, you're going to lose to Allen head up, but you're sticking with him, which is very interesting because I thought he looked like a kid who wandered into like Donnie and Big Lebowski who wanders into a whatever and asks for
Not sold on him, by the way. I'll say that. I don't know if I'm not 100% this week.
And part of that, my Herbert bid was like, man, maybe Andy's going to sneak in a big, huge bid on Herbert to get out of Williams. But you're going with him again. I going with your gut. Brees Hall looked awesome. Wrong on that. I thought he's been overrated. He looked great. Dobbins, he's the guy. I know you want to get Harvey in there, but Dobbins with 18 touches.
For now, Dobbins will not be the guy at some point in the season.
18 touches. Tyreek Hill, I mean, what's there to say there? We all know that's a disaster, but you got to roll him out. Diggs. What Diggs end up with targets? 7 targets. I mean,
targets. Yeah.
And then of course Jefferson and Nico in your flex. Nico disappeared on him. He's on a milk carton, but you wouldn't expect that every week, or that would be something. And tight end, you got to figure it out. But this is matchup of the week as far as the best two teams. We'll look at Davis and Goalie and Swizzle, but two good teams. Let's say I don't think it's, but it's Protege. I don't know. Protege team just looks awesome right now. You can't pick against that.
You gotta be insane to not vote for him.
Yeah. ATN doesn't even have a threat anymore. I mean, I have Bashal, but he's a strict handcuff at best, unless you believe in Allen. That's fine. But Henry, Allen, bell cow, ATN, Thomas, McBride's got a top. Maybe he's just loaded. Irving's in his loaded. Protege loaded. So looks like you agree.
Yeah. The only thing I can hope for is that everybody has average games and they just don't. They just beat the shit out of Cleveland, and Henry has like 5 carries.
Yeah, and gosh,
5 could still be 102, but you never know.
Nico needs to be fed. That was crazy.
Yeah. So yeah, no, Protege clear favorite. I think everybody would be in agreement there.
All right, power rankings. He's number one because you're a good team too. So the other people whose O must go is either goalie or Swizzle.
Yep.
You want to run through this one?
Yep. So goalie, strong starting lineup. Daniels, Jacobs. I was fearful of Jacobs. He's the man. He's going to get the ball. Although it is coming on a short week with running backs, which is not necessarily the best situation. Kamara, I don't really know what he did much. I didn't really pay attention to that game that much, but he had 11 rushing attempts and only 2 targets. So that's not what the Kamara you were hoping to get. So we'll see how that goes. Neighbors disgruntled, hurt. Is
Oh,
he got a hurt back or something?
sorry. I got to pop
Is
up
that
there.
what Neighbors is the situation? So um, he was heavily targeted. He's got a hurt back, so got to monitor that. But goalie's probably going to stay with him. McLaurin, probably the worst case scenario. I have him in other leagues. You know, missed a deep bomb that would have saved his fantasy day. But then, he missed all of camp. Kingsbury said they needed him in there to get the timing done, and they turn around with a short week. So not the best situation for McLaurin. Kelsey, you would think with Worthy getting hurt would have been a target monster. He wasn't. He got a touchdown to save him. Drake London hurt as well, shoulder, right?
Supposed to
But it
play.
looks like he's going to play, but how effective is he going to be? And then Aaron Jones, big time share with Jordan Mason, right?
Yep.
I mean, that seemed like a pretty straight 50-50 split. So
11
on his
touches.
bench, he doesn't have anybody on his bench that I see. Maybe you'd want to put Golden in there, but I don't think you want to play Golden and Jacobs. So
Nope.
I think that's the lineup he's going to have to roll out unless somebody gets hurt.
Yep.
And then if we go to Swizzle, I mean, what can you say about Lamar? He's a cheat code as well. McCaffrey, 30 fucking touches. There's nobody else on that offense. And Kyron, there's nobody else on that running back. So he's got the 3 guys that are as automatic lock as you can get on the top of his lineup. DJ Moore survived getting murdered across the middle. Seems to be somebody that they have plans for. I mean, he was taking balls in the backfield, like straight up the gut, like a true running back. Kind of interesting. And then Sutton, looking like why they paid him. He is their number one. He's got the tight end open. James Cook still getting touchdowns. He's an automatic play. Pacheco is interesting. I don't think that's going to be in his starting lineup. So I would take a page out of the Al Davis playbook. If you're going to play Aaron Jones, I'm going to play Jordan Mason. Like, get Jordan Mason in there and let's see what happens and who wins that. But he also has Jacoby Myers, who is a target hog, might be with a hobbled Cock Powers. I mean, that is a legitimate play there on those 2 guys. He doesn't have Hawkinson in his lineup, and he picked up Kareem Hunt. So I don't think Pacheco is in his lineup. So I think he's going to make a change there. But I will give the when it comes to quarterbacks, give me Lamar Jackson, give me McCaffrey and Kyron Williams. I'm going to say, because Neighbors is hurt and with the McLaurin situation, I will take DJ Moore and Sutton. And I think with the way Kelsey is and what they showed, you can plug in somebody and make that a push. And then if we're looking at Cook and Pacheco versus London, or if it's Cook and Myers or Cook and Mason versus Jones and London, and London's hobbled, I think this is a bigger spread than ESPN, because I think Swizzle is a big favorite, even though he's an underdog by ESPN. But that's partially because of the tight end. If you put in a 7-point tight end, he's a favorite. So Sweet Swizzle is my pick.
I agree. James Cook has a hamstring injury. He might actually miss, but he's got both Jacoby Myers and Mason as good plays. So no matter what combination of 2 he goes with out of these 4, I also lean Swizzle, because back to the touches, you mentioned Jackson, McCaffrey, Kyron. Josh Jacobs, yes, but Kamara low on touches. Neighbors you gotta love, but he is banged up a little bit. McLaurin's still getting in shape. London's hurt, and
Yep.
Aaron Jones 11 times. So yeah, it's close, but I think Swizzle. I go against ESPN too. I take the points.
I agree. But the one thing I will say, goalie's team's strong.
Oh
They're
yeah,
banged up, and McLaurin's going to be the guy sooner rather than later. So nothing to be ashamed about on that end, goalie.
yep. Outside of Al Davis, everyone that's 1-0 should be. So I mean, yeah, goalie's good, Swizzle's good, you're good, Proge's good, Al Davis is good. Right now, the bottom feeders are, we talked about them. So no,
Yeah.
good teams, tough matchups.
Awesome.
All right, buddy. I
Awesome.
know you got to go. Thanks for jumping on.
Appreciate you all. Good luck week 2.
Here we go. See ya. All right, still on air, boys. Hey, something interesting for those in the overtime here without Andy. Um, thank goodness we didn't Again, my bad, of course. Always, I'll take my blame. But we went from point one, we rolled back return yardage to 0.05, which is a hundredth of a tenth, hundredth of a point above our point oh 0.04. And man, am I glad we did that. Like, I don't know if you guys saw the return, the level of return, or how many balls are getting returned. Like, their new rules really ramped it up. So it's going to come into play this year, if not already. Some of you guys might be looking at the wire, some of these return guys. So I'm glad we stuck at 0.05. It doesn't seem overpowered yet with the combination of compounded with the new rules, which I don't think any of us were too up on because no one brought it up in that even that short time I gave you guys. My bad, but it's a thing. It's a thing. So other than that, thanks guys. Have good luck. I think me and goalie got to settle up, but everyone else paid, so that's better than usual. So other than that, I hope you're having fun. Again, all us own ones. I hope no one, is out too early in this thing. It's always a lot of fun. So when I get I'm going to share this real quick. When I get this playoff probability, maybe a little more pretty, or maybe I'll leave it, but I'll send this out. It is interesting. Again, 2021 was the first year with the 15 game regular season, and just charted out all the records that our playoff teams have had. So 2022 protege, like I said, no one's ever been 0-3, so we got to get some wins here. Trying to think of anything else. It's been a while since the draft, but everything was completely different than draft day, right, guys? Talk to you soon. See ya.